Deadlines are looming. Your project plan looks like spaghetti, and yet again, your team is asking, is this an activity, a deliverable, or a milestone? If you've ever felt like you're juggling too many tasks without knowing what's important, you're not alone. In this video, we'll be breaking down the 3 pillars of project clarity: milestones, deliverables, and activities. And by the end, you'll know exactly how to tell them apart, how to incorporate them into your project plans, and more importantly, how to use them to move your project forward. So let's start off with activities. This is the heart of your project plan. This is where you as a project manager can assign work to individuals on your team to help you out. And it's very clear we have firm understanding of activities on a project. A couple of things to note about activities. It's the work that is produced to make a deliverable. If we think about a muffin is the output of a bunch of steps, your muffin recipe. Mixing wet and dry ingredients, sifting the flour, popping it into the oven. These are all the individual steps that need to be taken to produce a muffin. Activities are just all the individual steps of the recipe. When making a muffin, you can assign individuals to each and every step of the muffin recipe. Project management is no different. If you know what your deliverable is and the steps to get there, you can part out each and every one of those steps as needed to an individual to make sure it gets done. Activities also have time durations. So if you look at a muffin recipe online, it'll tell you it takes about 20 minutes or so to make a batch of muffins. The logic there is each and every one of the steps of the muffin recipe rolls up time, including your baking time, to give you an estimate of how long it's going to take before you're ready to eat your muffins. In project management, we follow more or less the same logic. If you know every single activity to produce your deliverable, you can work out exactly how long or how much time each of those steps should take, therefore giving you a better understanding of how long is it going to take for your final deliverable or how long is it going to take for your muffin to be ready. Here's a few best practices when building activities into your project schedule. Number 1, assign someone to each and every activity. It helps the entire project team understand who's accountable for what, and it prevents issues around folks not knowing what they're supposed to be doing and having some gaps in expectancy. Other things with activities is we want to be very clear with our language in the project plan and project schedule. So when we write these activities out, we're going to be writing them as verbs. So conduct research, write the project plan, review the project plan. Adam can conduct the research, Sally can write the project plan, Tammy can review the project plan. We use verbs or action words to indicate we're doing some work. When you're putting together status reports for senior executive tables, you want to avoid going down into the granular level of the activities of your project schedule. You don't want to show them all of the steps of your muffin recipe. The logic here is sometimes too much noise can confuse senior level folks. Sometimes that might open you and your team up for folks trying to get in your kitchen a bit and tell you how to make the muffins itself or how to run your project itself. That level of detail can be a little bit too much for those senior level folks. So just try to do your reporting to deliverables and milestones. That's what they most care about. Deliverables are the outcome or output of a series of activities. These are things that are often expected by the project team to produce. These are measurable, verifiable. You can touch it, hold it, see it, taste it, smell it, what have you. It's a thing that the project team has made. In our analogy about muffins thus far, it's the muffin itself. Deliverables also have time durations, which is effectively a roll-up of all of the time durations allocated to each and every activity. So for example, if it takes you a day to erect the framing on your house, a day to put on the trusses, and a day to put on the roof, your entire deliverable takes 3 days to produce. Each of those activities takes 1 day. It's a simplified example, but you get the idea. Deliverables can also be assigned to an individual in your project plans. What this does is helps understand who is accountable for making sure all of the activities or steps get followed. Another tip with documenting deliverables in your project plans or schedules, use nouns or adjectives to describe them and keep the text to a bare minimum. So a good example would be project plan. That's a noun. Project plan available. Available is the adjective that modifies the noun. The logic to doing this is simplicity. Executive folks don't want to read a whole bunch of text. It's really hard for a project manager to communicate your expectations or what the project is going to produce if your deliverable is described by a lot of flowery or verbose language. So keep your language tight and use nouns or adjectives to signal to folks this is something that we're producing. Remember, nouns are people, places, things, or ideas. That's your flag that this is an outcome or output of a project. Lastly, we've got milestones. So milestones are a little bit like a news release. It's a significant moment in time on your project. It's where you can signal to folks that the muffins are ready, let's go eat. A key feature with milestones is they have no time duration. They just happen at the end of the production of a deliverable, the end of a phase, or a really big accomplishment on the project. Because milestones come at the end of something, we use past tense words like completed, released, etc. Milestones is what your executive folks really care about. This is their signal for when your project is going to be complete or when all the major deliverables are done. Let's take a look at a sample project schedule to help this click in. We've got a construction project, say, with a major deliverable of foundation. It's written as a noun. I can touch it, hold it, see it, taste it, smell it. Within the major deliverable, we have some minor deliverables, foundation permit and excavation and concrete. Also written as nouns. I can touch it, hold it, see it, etc. Underneath the permit, so 1.1, we've got two activities, writing the permit and submitting the permit. I can say it takes 3 days to write and 1 day to submit, and I can assign this work to an individual if I wanted to. Once those activities are completed and it's been submitted and fully approved and reviewed, it's a piece of news that I want to share with my sponsorship, my executive team, and my team of permit approved. So that would be written in past tense, indicating that, hey, something cool has happened on the project. Another way of thinking about this is the creation of human life. For 9 months, a woman carries a child. It's assigned to her and her alone, and there's a time duration. The woman goes into labor or work, and the outcome of all of that work is a deliverable, so a child that is delivered into this world that you can see and hold. The other key thing here is once that baby's been born, we have a very significant milestone. This is where we want to communicate to our friends and family that a child has been born into this world. It's the child's birthday. It's their birth day. It's not their birth week. It's not their birth month. It's a single day or a moment in time. Being clear on activities, deliverables, and milestones help project managers build effective project plans. It's the seeds of a lot of your estimation for project schedule. It helps project managers manage expectations for both the staff and executive folks, and provides a lot of clarity for folks to understand what the project is producing and when. Let me know in the comments, which do you think is most misunderstood in your projects? Activities, milestones, or deliverables? And don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more project management tips that actually make sense.